welcome to another video. This time I thought I'd share with you a week as an art student at university and what that's like. This week I was particularly working on printmaking and this particular project of a bird, which you will see unfold throughout the week. It was definitely a process. Fun fact, did you know that when the lino is too tough and difficult to carve, you basically need to warm it up? And you can do this by either leaving it in the sun for a while, or the fastest way is to sit on it. Yes, I've literally been sitting on my art for the past week. It's quite effective. I'm sorry that here I'm not explaining what I'm doing, and it might just look like I've finished this lino cut and I'm just making prints, but trust me, this is just the beginning. There was a lot of struggle before I got it right. This was kind of just establishing what I had and how to use the 18th century press that my university has. It's so cool. So I've just spread ink on this thing. I can see all the areas that will turn out black. So now I'll carve it some more. It'll be easier to see what I'm carving, and then hopefully it'll make some good prints. So that was all right. I did a bit of carving. For the rest of the day, I'm just going to study, do some essays, and then I've got volleyball practice. My favorite part of the day. Want to do anything? And outros are like my worst nightmare, but I do them.
Do you do the thing like, subscribe if you...
I used to,
subscribe if you enjoy it, like it if you...
For Yale! Carolina finally pushed one through Sterling, Brown Sterling! Did you see that? Here comes a spike straight to the man! The man! The legend! His teammates help him to his feet! No! They raise him heavenward!
Good morning. It's Wednesday, my dudes. Wednesday's like my hectic day because I have a 4-hour art class and then a 2-hour film class in the afternoon, and I also tend to do things with friends in the evening. I'm probably gonna have to rush and get to my printmaking class, which, it's interesting. I have my actual printmaking class on Mondays, and then I have my art class today, which this week it's kind of a broad class, so we're kind of doing a bit of everything. And this class we just happen to be doing printmaking, so you get to see double printmaking. I really hope that isn't boring. This was my printmaking class for the week, and we were working on Intaglio. You can actually do this on milk cartons with just some sharp materials, which kind of shows you don't need super expensive materials to make art. But it works in the opposite way as lino printing. Instead of carving away the areas you don't want to show up on your print, the areas that you scratch will turn up on the print. And this was kind of just a test for me, just doodling. I didn't end up liking it, so I made this strange creation, and you basically just rub ink on top, and all the areas that you've scratched away will pick up the ink, and you rub away as much as you can, and you print it, and you come up with some strange things. But to be honest, I kind of just wanted to finish that off quickly and get back to my printmaking, which was a lot more fun. On Thursday morning, I worked on my Printmaking Art Journal because part of it was due that day and I hadn't finished it. But you basically just put in any art you've done in class, outside of class, you reflect on it, reflect on artists you like, things like that. And it's actually quite therapeutic, and I do find it helpful for my whole art process. So I just finished that off, took some pictures and submitted it. Our scanner's broken, so I've just had to take photos with my phone, but that'll do. Hey!
That should be about right.
Oh, yeah, that was way too easy before then.
If I added another board, it could still be all right. It'd be tighter.
Yeah.
But sometimes you see students with their foot really
And that's not
back.
bad.
Well, okay. So,
That's the best one yet.
oh,
wow. Okay.
Too tight? Maybe.
I was actually quite surprised how complicated printmaking can be. I really thought you just carved your lino, slapped on some ink and printed it and that was it. But there's a lot of factors I didn't really think about.
You know,
Probably a tiny bit more ink
a
there.
little bit more ink there.
Okay, so I think we figured it out. So it's a mix between putting on the right amount of ink. So before I was not putting on enough, so it would come out like grainy and with spots of white and stuff. Obviously if you put too much, then it will go into little cracks and details and you won't get as much detail as you would like. So I think I'm figuring out the right amount of ink, so that's good. And it's also about the pressure, so how many of these blocks you're going to put on top, so that, you know, depends how much pressure the press will put down on your print to transfer onto the paper. I hope this will make sense. But also, my teacher was helping me, he's so nice, but these blocks are quite hard and they're kind of old and they're not the best quality. So initially, I was putting them all on top, but because they're so kind of hard, it doesn't let the paper really get in the nooks and crannies of the lino, from what I understand. So we changed things around and basically put most of them on the bottom. That way, you know, it's giving that height so that there's enough pressure, but it's not messing up the actual print. I hope that made some sense. It's harder than it looks, don't laugh at me. It looks good. Hold on, I need to do a close-up because I think it's a win, finally. Yes, that's a good feeling. So this is definitely my best one so far. The only thing is that you can see all of these lighter grey bits, and that's just because I've used the lino print quite a few times. So you can see all this texture in the background which had a bit of ink left over, and it obviously transferred. But I actually don't mind it. It kind of gives it a bit more depth maybe. splotchy and not very even. And yeah, my last 3 or 4 prints looked very good, I'm happy to say. So I'll manage to do maybe half an hour of study and then I'll get to volleyball. That's okay. Part of the reason I like printmaking so much is because each print is individual. You'll never get 2 exact replicas because you're making each one individually, and I like that. Also, I can now say that these prints are available on my Etsy shop. There'll be a link in the description of the video if you're interested.
Write 3 pages of calculus, then 1 page of algebra.
We just came back from volleyball.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I kind of sucked, but that's okay. You know, it happens. Yeah. We've both taken some breaks. I got a bit injured and Keon's been busy with difficult degrees.
Yes, we like engineering.
Okay, well, see you tomorrow.
So cringe.
Okay, so to be honest, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have a plan, really, but my idea is to just kind of go with it and see what comes out of it, because I have an issue with perfectionism and I'm very fascinated by the concept of just painting and seeing where it takes you and just being carefree about it. Yeah, I also want to really try working bigger, so I guess this is challenging that. I'm so used to doing little details with my wrist, but I want to start using my whole arm, so this is a good exercise, I hope. I mean, I hate it already, but...
Can we go somewhere it's a little bit quieter than it is in our heads, than it is in our heads? Ever since I met you, I've been a little bit wilder, but that goes unsaid, but that goes unsaid. Won't you run away? No, you're not happy in the place that you stay. So take my hand, we'll run away from monsters and mayhem. 'Cause I am an expert at saving, it's how I save myself. Don't you know how much your eyes light up with stars?
Okay, so it's been about 2 hours, and this is what I came up with. It was pretty fun, actually. I've never worked this big before, I don't think. So it was a pretty good challenge for me. It was just like a speedy thing, see what I come up with, challenge my fundamental skills and artistic eye. Yeah, I suppose this is the last artistic thing that I will have done at uni this week. I wanted to thank you for watching this video. It really means a lot that you watched it till the end. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed sharing this week with me. Make sure to go make some art today or do something creative. It's good for your soul. Make sure to check out my Etsy shop if you're interested in buying some prints. For example, the prints that I made yesterday. There will be a link down below if you're interested, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Boop.
Sitting on my own in a hotel room on a rainy day. Sitting on my own with an old guitar, and I'm far away.